We also have that more businesses are changing hands now than ever. We got baby boomers retiring. And so we're seeing a massive transfer of wealth that on the other side of this, I don't know if 18 months is too soon. It might be more like 3 years or even 5 years. We're going to find the rich get richer, and we're going to find the middle class having a harder time keeping their head above water because prices are going to increase, but their income will not increase at the rate that those prices increase. And all of this distribution where we're adding money and we're giving people money will still end up in the wealthiest people's hands, those people that buy assets that are more inflation guarded, people that are buying businesses, people that focus on how money works. And so unfortunately, this is going to be a very painful situation for people that don't understand the money game or the entrepreneurship game, because they're just going to be in a place where their lifestyle is going to suffer.
Garrett, I'm curious, like right now, given this current landscape with our new political shift in power and the pandemic and the new strains and interest rates at an all-time low, and it seems the real estate market is just at an all-time high. And it's like, what do you make of our current market, and what's your prediction for the next 6 to 18 months?
Well, short-term predictions can be pretty inaccurate. So I'll preface it with that. Longer term is a little bit easier, just because there's so many mechanisms when we're lowering interest rates that artificially, moves prices up, because people aren't buying houses for the most part based upon the purchase price. They're buying it based upon their payment, and then they go get a home based upon that payment. And so when interest rates lower, those prices start to increase. Now, we are printing more money. It's not even being printed. It gets added to computer screens. And so we're creating a situation where it's going to be very hard to adjust interest rates. Because if the interest rates go up, servicing that debt becomes more expensive for the government. And the only thing that they could do to service that is either, I guess, print more money and water down the soup of our money, or raise taxes. So they are very much, Biden is one of the few people, if the only one ever, that actually won with a campaign about raising taxes. He was very clear that he wanted to raise taxes. That's a pretty rare situation. So taxes could be going up. Inflation is inevitably going to come, because when you're adding that much money to an economy, that has an impact over time. So what I find is, you can't really sit around and just hope for the best, setting money aside and go. The stock market doesn't make sense at this point because of the flood of money. Like, if we sold those businesses that have, like, there's businesses on the stock market that have franchises, but if you sold those franchises, they'd be selling for like 10 times more than the franchise is worth based upon the stock price. So that's very concerning to me, because as we keep printing money, as people keep getting, checks that come in that they didn't earn, but they're just saying, hey, we're going to help support you. And then they're putting that money in the stock market. It starts to build that up artificially. When real estate starts going up in value because of low interest rates and limited supply due to a pandemic, we're going to find a bubble. More people are looking at crypto now than ever because they don't trust what's going on in the inflationary type of structure. But there's a lot of that that's not going to work out, some that is going to work out. So it's really hard to discern. So we also have that more businesses are changing hands now than ever. We got baby boomers retiring. And so we're seeing a massive transfer of wealth that on the other side of this, I don't know if 18 months is too soon. It might be more like 3 years or even 5 years. We're going to find the rich get richer, and we're going to find the middle class having a harder time keeping their head above water because prices are going to increase, but their income will not increase at the rate that those prices increase. And all of this distribution where we're adding money and we're giving people money will still end up in the wealthiest people's hands, those people that buy assets that are more inflation guarded, people that are buying businesses, people that focus on how money works. And so unfortunately, this is going to be a very painful situation for people that don't understand the money game or the entrepreneurship game, because they're just going to be in a place where their lifestyle is going to suffer.
Yeah, man. It's so well said. And it's a scary time, especially when you put it like that. It's definitely something where you have to understand the money game. You gotta do the due diligence.
That doesn't mean spreadsheets and numbers. Yeah. Ironically, I'm not really great with spreadsheets. I'm good at the concepts. Once you understand it philosophically and it makes sense to you, I watched The Matrix again recently. It's almost like now you can look at it and know what's going on in the Matrix, where it doesn't just look like a bunch of crazy numbers, like, right, once they understood it. So like once you understand the concept of money as a store of value, as a byproduct of value, as you learn value creation and you invest in yourself and your skill sets, and then you automatically save money, just automatically set money aside. And then with that, build up enough liquidity. And then when you have enough liquidity, now you're ready to invest because you figured out your investor DNA, which is risk is in you, the investor, not the investment. Don't invest in things you don't understand. Get really good at a few things and focus instead of diversify, and then protect what you focus. I know that's different than what most people hear out there, but that's really the roadmap of the wealthy. The wealthy that diversify, it's because they have so much money, they have to diversify.
Yeah.
But they got wealthy with focus, not diversification. Diversification is about preservation, where focus is about growth. Figure out what's going to make sense for you, and don't invest in things you don't know. If you don't know crypto, it's not going to be the right investment for you. If you don't know real estate, it's not going to be the right investment. If you don't know business. But if you do know those things, then invest in that. And if you don't, create the skill set. I invested in my comedy career by surrounding myself by people that knew the game. I went on stages. I figured out a process over time, which was about co-creation and collaboration. And most people are in isolation, and isolation takes too long. Co-create and collaborate to get there faster.
Yeah, so well said again, man. In terms of focusing right now, let's just speak to the happy hustlers listening, and they're like, Garrett, man, I got a business. It's making money, maybe six figures, right? I got, maybe a property, a real estate asset, and I got maybe my hand in some crypto, just to hedge my bets. Where would you focus right now, given the inflation that's coming, given the taxes that will most likely increase? Like, what's your take? Where would you be focusing?
So my steps would be save on tax, save on interest, save on non-performing fees and investments, and cash out of ones you don't understand, get better with your insurance, and then take that extra cash and put it into your business and find out, what is it? Is it process? Is it automation? Is it people? Find ways that you can start increasing your impact, or more deeply impact those people you currently serve, and focus on accelerating cash flow with that. By increasing that cash flow, see, small businesses can have big gains, where big businesses, it's harder to get that because there's a saturation. So what is it that's going to make you a more sustainable business? What is it that you're missing that you can add more value to the people you currently serve? You can go ahead and, ask them, survey them, figure that out, and just look at where your bottlenecks and where is it that you're not delivering as much as you want, which might be a refinement of getting even more focused and, eliminating some things, or maybe it's adding something that's missing that makes a big difference. Many times that is hiring the right people, or investing the time to really get clear about your vision, which will drive everything that you do. And that's hard, because sometimes when we're in the grind and we're in the hustle, it's hard to take and hit pause and be like, what is it I really want? Is this what I really want to do?
Yeah. I mean, it's a great point. Like, again, guys, go back to the 4 I's. Identify, okay, where you can save on taxes with the IRS, what interest, that you're paying right now, and, how you can maybe refinance your interest rates.
You should be paying less than 1.9% on a car loan, less than that. You should be paying less than, I just got a jumbo loan for 2.75%. I could have gotten 2.25% interest only. Those are pretty low. And if you're willing to shorten your mortgage, which I'm not, because I like control of my money, you could get even below that. Even credit cards are negotiable. There's so much opportunity there with a little bit of time that makes a difference over a long period of time. It may not be the funnest thing to do to get these things set up, but once they set up, they pay off for long periods of time. It's not just like saving tax this year. It's about, when you have the right strategy, you're going to save tax each and every year from something that might only have taken you a few hours, but could have a huge impact over time.
Oh yeah, the compound effect, like Darren Hardy says, and that one change this year in your tax structure, or like I'm currently becoming an S Corp, just as you mentioned, that's going to save me a ton from last year's tax.
Salary plus dividends out of the S Corp, and avoid at least 3.2% tax, but up to 15.3.
Yep, I love that. I'm definitely going to have my CPA listen to this episode. But yeah, just maybe go through some of your trainings too.
Want to master your money? Want to figure out the things that you could do to improve your finances? Click here and check out more videos like this on Money Matters.